Alright, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. You're watching the daily series of Nwadei MMA where I give you my thoughts, but more importantly ask for you guys' thoughts because you guys are the MMA community. Welcome back to another ultimate breakdown of UFC 300. This time I know I haven't posted in a while, man. I was dealing with a lot of busy times as a mixed martial artist. I mean, I was competing in grappling and I was spending a bunch of time coaching my teammates and also getting ready for a competition myself. As you can see, I still have the hair from the competition itself. Let me know if you guys want to see footage of that, but more importantly, you guys are here for the breakdown of UFC 300, Justin Geathje versus Max Holloway. I'm starting these things early, so we're still a couple of weeks away from UFC 300. I'm going to be breaking down a bunch of fights on this card since it's so stacked. Give me a list of your top 5 breakdowns or top 5 fights from that card that you guys want to see me break down, and the most liked one, the most commented on one, the one that gets the most interaction from you guys are the fights that I'm gonna go ahead and choose to break down. So guys, comment below, let me know which fights y'all want me to break down. But however, first we're going to be breaking down Justin Geathje versus Max Holloway for the BMF title and a little bit of a preview going into this matchup. So there's a few interesting things that are going on here. Max Holloway is making his return to the lightweight division. His last fight at lightweight was against Dustin Poirier, which is one of the fights we're going to break down. And, you know, a lot of people didn't want to see this particular matchup. One, because they're a little bit of friends or very cordial with each other, and then two, people felt like Max Holloway was too small for lightweight, right? Everyone thought that Dustin Poirier just had the clear power advantage and they didn't want to see Max Holloway get beat up because everyone likes Max Holloway, right? However, going against a guy like Justin Geathje, who's one of the hardest hitters in the division and just pound for pound in the UFC, it's maybe not a matchup that a lot of people like to see. However, I don't think that this matchup is as unfair as a lot of people have been making it seem, because there's things that, yes, we saw in the Dustin Poirier fight, but then there's also things that we didn't get to see, things that Max Holloway did that did show a lot of success in the Dustin Poirier fight, which is why we're going to break that one down as well. This is for the BMF title, and this is possibly for the #1 contendership to see who fights Islam Makhachev next. There's a lot going on at lightweight. We have Oliveira on this card, which I'm obviously going to break down soon enough, which also could be for the #1 contendership. Some people are saying Dustin Poirier should fight Islam Makhachev next. What do you guys think about that? Who should fight Islam next for the 155-pound title? Let me know in the comments down below. Guys, if you're still watching this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because it helps your boy and it helps to boost the algorithm, at least so they say. And don't forget to leave your comments down below. And if you enjoy fight breakdowns, MMA breakdowns, boxing breakdowns, all of these sort of things, and fight reactions as well, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button because you're more than welcome to join the family. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the body type breakdown of Justin Geathje versus Max Holloway at UFC 300.
This is Nwadei!
So getting into the body type breakdown of Justin Geathje versus Max Holloway. Well, these guys have very similar experience. Max Holloway is 25-7 while Justin Geathje is 26-4. Very similar experience. They both have a ton of MMA fights. Nobody's really the more experienced fighter, I would say. However, they're both coming off of a win as well. Max Holloway knocking out TKZ, the Korean Zombie, and this is his first knockout in a while, but he sure put it on TKZ. Justin Geathje coming out from that knockout against Dustin Poirier. So both of these guys coming off of a win. Very exciting matchup. They're both 5'11". Max Holloway is said to be the lighter fighter. However, if you've seen the recent images, he looks a little bit thicker in this camp, and even Dustin Poirier said he didn't feel light, he didn't feel weak, he didn't feel small. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see them next to each other. Plus, Justin Geathje isn't really that big of a lightweight. Regardless of how hard he hits, I think he could actually be a featherweight, to be honest. He'll be a very big featherweight, but nonetheless. Max Holloway has a 1-inch reach disadvantage at 69 inches to Geathje's 70, however has longer legs at 42 inches to Geathje's 40. As far as the styles of each fighter going into this fight, well, we have to go ahead and mention Justin Geathje's leg kicks. That's the obvious thing here. He has very, very heavy hands as well. Great jab, a great job mixing his kicks and his punches together. He recently added the high kick to his game, as Dustin Poirier found out, and very good boxing. At times he is a bit of a headhunter. He doesn't go to the body that much, which we're going to talk about in this matchup. But on the other hand, with Max Holloway is just a bit of everything. You know, he's a bit of a mixed martial artist. He calls himself the best boxer, but even in that Calvin Kattar fight, we saw him doing things like jumping in with the side kick before entering in with his hands and things like that. And so he mixes everything up very well. He's even willing to grapple a lot more than Justin Geathje. If we look at these grappling stats, he actually has a 50% takedown accuracy to Justin Geathje's 25%. He averages 0.2 takedowns to Geathje's 0.1, and he has a better takedown defense percentage-wise as well, beating Geathje out by 10% as far as takedown defense is concerned. If we look at the significant strikes, I mean, they both land the same amount per minute, but Geathje does get hit more. He absorbs 7 significant strikes per minute to Max Holloway's 4 significant strikes per minute. And as far as their defense is concerned, Max Holloway, you know, barring what some people might think about his ability to avoid damage, he's actually pretty good at avoiding damage and significant strikes. He rolls with a lot of these punches, which is why you can see that Justin Geathje actually gets hit more than Max Holloway. Now, as far as the fights we're going to break down, because that's what we're going to get into now, for Max Holloway, which we're going to break down first, I want to talk about not only his matchup against Dustin Poirier, because I want to see how the size played a factor, what his strategy was going into that fight, and a lot of the miscues that a lot of people got from that fight, right? So we're going to talk about his second fight with Dustin Poirier up at lightweight, but we're also going to go ahead and talk about his fight with Jose Aldo, particularly his second fight, just to see what kind of game plan he might be bringing into this Justin Geathje fight. Because if you think about it, Aldo is like a little bit of a similar style to Justin Geathje, to where he has very heavy hands. He throws a lot into his shots, often overcommits to a lot of his boxing combinations, and then he also has the devastating low kicks that we know. Now, he doesn't carry that high guard that Justin Geathje has, but yeah, instead he actually uses a little bit more head movement than just Justin Geathje. But this is about the most similar matchup I can find from Max Holloway's fights that can represent what he'll come out like against Justin Geathje. So those are the 2 fights we're going to watch from Max Holloway. As far as with Justin Geathje, the 2 fights we're going to watch, and if you want to skip ahead to these fights, you can go ahead and do that, but we're going to watch Justin Geathje versus Dustin Poirier 2, when he knocked him out with the head kick. Look at a couple things in those fights that happened before the knockout. And then we're also going to go ahead and look at Justin Geathje versus Tony Ferguson. This is back after Tony Ferguson's injury, but it was still technically considered his prime. I want to see how he handled the pace, how he adjusted in that fight, and there's a couple of things that we have to point out in order to get to our keys to victory. But I'm going to be telling you guys the keys to victory for each fighter to win, and I'm going to try and be as quick but precise as possible. You know, I like to give you guys a lot of information. However, we're not going to watch all of the fights. We're gonna pick and choose a few clips to watch from each of the fights. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so starting off first, we have Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. This is Max's move up to lightweight. You can see that he's not all the way filled out. His body looks a little soft. Dustin Poirier does a great job of kicking the leg right there of Max. Now, Max has in the past had trouble dealing with low kicks. I think we all know that, and the reason for this is just what you saw right there before he landed those strikes on Dustin. It's that he backs straight up, right? So whenever someone enters the range like this, he'll back up with his head and then leave his legs behind. And that's why Volk was able to capitalize on the leg kicks. That's why Aldo had a little bit of an ability to capitalize on some leg kicks. And even Dustin in this fight had some success capitalizing on low kicks. However, the thing I noticed the most in this fight, as far as Max's disabilities at this weight, was actually his ability to avoid punishment, like moving out of the way. He backed straight up a lot, which is not what we were used to seeing at featherweight. It looked like he moved a little bit slower on his feet compared to when he was at featherweight. but it wasn't all bad what we saw. I mean, as we can see right there, he's adding up on these combinations and then finishing off to the body of the southpaw in Dustin Poirier. So he actually does very well in order to enter the range. Again, right there. Let's go back for a second. Throws about 2 jabs while Dustin grabs or parries or tries to block up high. He goes down low, tags him right to the body. And then Dustin, obviously that was part of his game plan to throw those leg kicks. Lands another one right there. But man, if Max can add up on those combinations, you see how he backs straight up right there? This is not what he wants to do against Justin Geathje. But he's right on him as Dustin cornered a little bit. Look at this. Is this bad? It's not bad, right? Now, of course, he doesn't have the power that regular lightweights would have in that case scenario, but Max Holloway's never been a power puncher, even at 145. Now, it seemed like he learned how to sit down on his punches a lot better against TKZ, but it's also probably because he knew he could knock TKZ out. But generally, his style is more volume. It's more adding up on punches, attacking the body, mixing things up high-low. You even saw the switch stance right there. He'll switch stances a lot. But in this one, he was kind of backing up in a straight line, which is, again, the mistake I saw. Other than that, though, he looked very good. There's backing up in the straight line again. And that's off of Dustin Poirier's switch. He throws a 1-2, switches with it, and then throws another 1-2, which hurt Max. Now, this is what people didn't like about this fight. Just it seemed like Dustin had more power behind his shots. But see, Max, he got stumbled, but he's still here. He's still looking at him. He's still ready to fire back. Dustin's kind of all over him, which makes it seem like he's more hurt than he is, but he's still here. Regardless of his weight in this moment, his chin could take, unfortunate as that is for us to say. Man, you see he does look a little bit slower on the feet at this weight, and you're gonna see how quick he looks at 145. But this is just to go ahead and break this one down since this fight is at 55. Standing kind of right in front of him, backing straight up. He is hurt. Dustin really tried to pour it on him. Now, let's go ahead and see how Max is having his success. Now, in this fight, look at the time he had success. So we remember the time he went to the body, right? One of the things in common that has with what he does right here is that he's going first, right? We talked about it a little bit in the Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera breakdown. If you guys were able to see that one, we actually called it perfectly. But he's using before timing. There's 3 timings you can use. There's before, there's during, and there's after timing. Now, against a guy like Justin Geathje, I don't think that he's going to be necessarily faster, and he's definitely not going to be more powerful. So the in-between timing or the same time timing isn't going to be to his benefit, right? Again, with Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera, Sean O'Malley wants that in-between timing because he's much faster than Chito, right? And that's what we saw. But in this one, Max Holloway is going to have to go before, or he's going to have to go after Justin Geathje. And this is part of his keys to victory, because if he can go before, right? And what I mean by that is throwing strikes to set up other strikes, right? But never letting that other person return or get set so that they can strike. Justin Geathje likes to sit down on his punches. So if he can go before, right? Bang, bang. This is before and after, and Max Holloway is a master at this. Again, we watch it. So he's going after, he returns after Dustin, and now he's going again right away. The jab, stop, defense, and then angle out, and then go. Max is a master at that. I mean, we've seen it even against Aldo. He'll go 1-2, pull back, 1-2 again. And that's how he dropped Aldo in the first fight, right? But yeah, if he could not let Justin Geathje just sit there and wing punches, he's going to have to, what I call, poke and go. He's going to have to jab, probe to see if Justin Geathje is about to sit down and then go. He's not going to be able to just sit here and eat this power, though. That's just not a good idea. All right, let's go to the second round. Okay, Max going to the body. Again, there you go. Getting started with the before timing. Pay attention to that, because when he goes first, he has success. Again, before timing. Beautiful. Now, I don't want to watch too much of this fight because he is going against a southpaw. Max does like to go southpaw himself, but he's originally an orthodox fighter. That's the poke and go I'm talking about. Right there. So Dustin returns to the body. He goes back to the body. Poke, miss, and then go. That's where he's going to have success in this fight. Now, he didn't capitalize on it there, but that's where he's going to have success against Justin Geathje. That's where he had success against Dustin Poirier, especially after Poirier blew his wad a little bit. That's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing Poirier recover, but he keeps going to the body, which Max is just so good at. Poirier lands another low kick. And every time he chooses to go first, though, he's landing. He has success. Again to the body. Again goes first and then goes to the body. And are you telling me that Max Holloway doesn't belong in this ring? That he doesn't belong in this octagon with Dustin Poirier? This is what I'm talking about. So it didn't look all bad. Now, we know later on in the fight, and even in that first round, when Dustin Poirier landed, it was a big difference. Yes, we knew that. But Max has more time this time around to prepare. He has more time to bulk up, which we've been seeing him put on some good muscle. And because it's muscle and not just fat that he's been putting on, I think he'll keep a lot of his speed from featherweight and just add on a little bit of power. That was a good lead hook. Let's go ahead and skip around. See, when he tries to go same time, that's usually when he starts getting hit. That was nice. Max Holloway has a really good jab. Great takedown defense. So, I think we've seen enough from the Dustin Poirier fight. However, moving on to Max Holloway versus Jose Aldo. Again, like I said, I don't want to make this video too long. If you guys want to skip around and see which fights you guys want broken down, I suggest you watch all of it. But if you want to skip around, I completely understand. Long videos, man. Now, against Jose Aldo, already you can see the head movement difference between him and Justin Geathje. Prime Aldo was just a specimen to watch, man. You can see Max already getting active with that jab, actually circling to his power side, which is very interesting. Usually they tell you to circle away from the power side towards the lead hand. Max he looks okay doing that though. And the reason why I want to watch this one over the first one is because Aldo came out a lot more patient in this one, and I feel like this was the better version of Aldo. While he still ended up finishing him, I did feel that this one was better. Again, you can see him using this before timing. That was a good low kick. So Aldo times that low kick on the jab of Max, and you can see why Max wants to be in his face so much. So those leg kicks do not feel good. Oh, that's another leg kick. As you can see, Max doesn't deal with those very well. He's doing a good job going to the body though and throwing that jab. I think the reason he's circling towards the power side is actually to bait the right hand, because that's what we're seeing. We're seeing him poke and go. He's poking, he waits for Aldo to throw, and then he'll go back after, just like we saw right there. Aldo did a good job clinching up, but yeah, this was the theme of this first round. Feeling him out, gotta see what he's going with. Throws a nice 3-2 right there, gets out of the way. And he'll just stand right there in front of you. He wants you to throw. Poke and go. You can see Jose is loading up on everything. Oh, that was a good body shot. Doing a good job attacking the body. That was a good right hand from Jose. He rolls with all these though. You can see it's not even marking up. As hard as Jose's throwing, it's not even marking up Max. Again, poke and get out of the way. Poke. See how he's just probing? That's why Jose's trying not to overreact, because he sees what he's doing. Now that's something I really want to see from him in this Geathje fight. Not only him switching stances, but he throws the 1-2 in order to switch stances, step off. He did this earlier. I didn't really get to explain it to you guys. But look at this. Left, right hand, switches stance, and then he could come back with the jab or the lead side kick. And oftentimes he'll come back with a 1-2. Another person you see do this is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He's very beautiful at doing this, or very slick at doing this. But yeah, and then back to poke and go, talking to him. But you see what I mean by the before and after timing, right? He uses the before timing to get you going and then goes after. Now moving on, second round. In this round we see Jose throw a lot more leg kicks. Max is still poking and going. That was a good jab to the body. And this is one reason why Jose just landed that hard ass leg kick. He gets him thinking boxing, right? Look at what he does here. He starts moving his head, gets him thinking, oh, I'm preparing for you to throw a punch, and then bang, slams it in there. That was tough. Geathje is one of the best leg kickers I've ever seen, so if Jose could do it, I think Geathje can as well. Good left hook. And I think with that left hook, he's trying to set up a low kick. Jose is. Good 2-3. Nice. Cross to the body. That body shot affected him. You want to know how I know? Because one, he tried to go back to the body, right? Second, when Jose faced this, oh, look at those elbows. Oh man, that's asking for an overhand right. I think it might be a good strategy for Justin Geathje to attack that. And we're going to talk about that. back to the body. Aldo does. Max throws that jab. He could tell Jose's starting to open up more in this round. Keeps looking for that left hook. Oh, that was a good body shot by Max. Good low kick. Oh man, that was a tough one. And now we know that Max doesn't show the pain of these leg kicks very often, but that one hurt him. That one affected him. Even as many times as kicks across the leg right there. Like I said, this is one of the successes that Justin Geathje can have. Now, I think we've seen enough of both of those. Man, always in these 5-round bangers, and I don't think we got time to watch all of that. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and move into the keys to victory for Max Holloway. Now, I think the keys to victory for Max Holloway, based off of everything we just saw and talked about, will be using the before timing. I think that's almost paramount in this case. Whether it's the jab, whether it's a kick, whether it's just feinting, using that before timing so that he can go after. Because Justin Geathje, if there's one thing he likes to do, is go in between your strikes. And because he's so fast and because he hits so hard, a lot of people get dropped going against that. And if you can get him to overthrow and overcommit, which Justin Geathje likes to do, that's exactly what Max Holloway can capitalize on. Now, number 2 key to victory for Max Holloway would be to go to the body. Like I said, Justin Geathje overthrows, and when you overthrow and you miss, you tax your gas tank. And I think it's a 5-round fight. Max Holloway is known for his gas tank. He's moving up a weight class. He doesn't know how he's going to be in the 5th round with all this added muscle that he's put on his body. So I think a safe bet would be to take advantage of Justin Gaethje's already high guard that he uses and attack that body, whether it's with kicks, whether it's with his hands. Attacking the body is definitely going to be paramount going into this, and it'll also get Justin Geathje to back up a little bit, add on to that forward pressure that Max Holloway already likes. And then lastly, and this one is a little bit of a pick and choose because you can go with a lot of different things here, but lastly, for his last key to victory is I like to see Max Holloway use that side kick, because along with the before timing, like I said, he did this against Calvin Kattar to where he would use the side kick to the knee. Justin Geathje, he stands very narrow to you, right, to where both of his hands are in front, right? He doesn't really have this orthodox stance. It's not really a bladed stance. It's more of a narrow stance, right? And because of that, side kicks to the knee work very well to hyperextend that knee. If he's trying to check you, then he'll be lighter on that leg, and it plays into him being on one leg, not being able to back up, because you can throw the side kick and then add on with the hands, throw the side kick with the intent of damaging Justin Geathje. But I think that side kick to the knee will give him a lot more high-low profile to mix up against Justin Geathje, and I think it adds it very well to him using his before timing as with Max Holloway's style and what he likes to do. So guys, those are my keys to victory for Max Holloway. What do you think his keys to victory are? You can let me know in the comments down below. But before we take too long on this, let's go ahead and move into Justin Gaethje's match and film breakdown. Now, starting off first with his fight against Tony Ferguson. Now, this was a long time ago, and I'm fully aware of that. But what I'm also fully aware of is Tony Ferguson had the best gas tank I think I've ever seen, along with Max Holloway. He switches stances a lot, just like Max Holloway. He uses a little bit more kicks than Max, doesn't use as many boxing combinations and high number combinations as he probably should have, considering how long his arms are. But the forward pressure, the cardio, this is the best example I could give you for Max Holloway as far as Justin Gaethje's previous opponents. And you can see how patient Justin's being, just because it's like, I don't know what's coming at me, and I'm not trying to waste too much energy, but he's just defending, and then looking to explode same time. That was nice, low kick into a left hook right there. That's a theme throughout this fight. He likes to kick that calf and then come up with the left hook. And this is patient Justin Geathje. So this isn't the Justin Geathje that we saw lose to Poirier, lose to Alvarez, and that version of Justin Geathje. This is after he had the 3 knockouts in the first round in a row. What was it, like 5 in a row? Insane knockout streak. This is after that. This is him fighting for the belt. This is patient Justin Geathje. Again, low kick to the left hook. That combination could very well work against Max Holloway. And you see how he's approaching it. That's when Tony goes orthodox, that he's doing that. Oh, that was a good low kick from Tony. And as you can see further in this, as this fight goes on, Tony starts going southpaw a lot more because of the leg kicks that Justin was doing on him. You can see he's already switching every time he thinks Justin's about to kick that leg. Oh, that was a nice combination. Let's go back on that. He set that one up. So as soon as Tony gets ready to throw, he throws a right hand and is looking to switch. So he throws a right hand, but he also steps with it, right? So and this is something he does very well. He did this against Poirier as well, to where he'll throw that right hand and you can see his leg right here. It comes up. That way he could put some extra oomph and power into that left hook. Tony moves out of the way there, but we know from watching it in the past, right there, it lands. That's not the only thing he'll do. He also convert that left hook into a cross from the switch stance as well. And that's something that can actually hurt Max if Max decides to back up linearly like he did against Dustin Poirier. That's what I'm scared of. Not only that, but also using the hands to get him back and straight up and then kicking the legs. Ooh. But you see right there, that's an error that Justin Geathje makes. Even nowadays when he's more patient and more committed to his jab, overswinging and missing like this. You see him in this position a lot. Even in the fight against Dustin Poirier, you saw him in this position a lot. And we can't say that, oh, it's because Tony's going southpaw, because Max Holloway's going to go southpaw as well. He likes to switch stances as well. But that's one thing I'd say, calm down, Geathje. Calm down. Because if Max catches a hold of that, we know how Max likes to add up and then poke and go on you. Poke and go. Ain't that a saying, huh? That was a good teep to the knee of Justin. Justin could have really used wrestling right there. Oh well. There he goes back to that leg. Tony starts back switching again. Anytime he thinks he's about to kick that leg, Tony switches. Woo! And that missile barely missed. So what we've seen already is Justin Geathje likes to attack the legs. He's almost baiting Tony to come forward into him. That way he can counter at the same time. Right? He's not trying to go before Tony. He's not trying to go, or he is going after Tony. But what he's really trying to do is start at the same time that Tony's throwing, because Tony doesn't get his hands back to his head, and then he's trying to finish afterwards with that left hook or right cross. There's that after timing. Good right hand, short right hand. Beautiful. Now moving on. Ooh, that was a good shot. So I want you to pay attention to this, right? Tony using this head movement, enters with a kick into his hands. This is why I was saying the whole side kick into the hands would be beneficial for Max. But he does this. But look how Justin Geathje responds to this. He's just gonna throw that right here, right down the center. And this is why Max needs to poke and go. Because if he pokes right here, Geathje will throw and he'll overcommit like that. You see how he's off balance right now? And that would be a perfect time for Max to go. However, oh, Geathje's follow-up hooks are just disgusting. He'll switch stance with it in order to cover ground. He was using great head movement in this fight. Fuck is Tony doing? Oh god. But yeah, awkward guy to fight Tony is. And now I want to get into how he looks in the fourth round. Obviously a lot more fatigued. Tony's throwing those teeps to the body. That's a good check. Very patient. He was very patient. At this point, Trevor Whitman already told him to take a lot of pop from his punches. That was a good low kick. That was a good right hand. He's not going to have this much time in between his combinations with Max Holloway. That's one thing that's different from Max and Tony. Tony's going to do a bunch of weird shit and give you time to breathe, while Max will not do that. He'll always be doing something meaningful, I mean. Oh, there's another one where he wings that left hook and then misses. Oh, he chased him with that. Good low kick, stops his feet, and oh, there's that same timing that Justin likes to use. Move that head. Oh god, there's the same time. Like I said, that chopping overhead is disgusting. Oh man, yeah. So we know how this one ends, but that's Justin Geathje's fight with Tony Ferguson, and we can see that his tank is gonna last, and he's even better when he's not throwing everything behind his punches. Now going into this second fight against Dustin Poirier, let's see how he approaches this southpaw, right? So very patient, trying to find the angle for that low kick. Yep, there you go. Again, that's 3 low kicks already within the first minute. Once he got hit to the body though, You see how he's ducking down now? Dustin Poirier hit him with a teep at the very start of the match. And then now, every time Dustin throws a kick, look at how he dips down. That's not good. That's not good. And Dustin, he picked up on this and started throwing a lot more high kicks, but that's not good. I mean, he blocked it very well, but Jesus, if you're leaning into kicks like that, it's only a matter of time. Now that is something that scares me going against Max Holloway. He throws that right hand, he switches, he throws the right hook into this left hand. If Max backs straight up, that's what that combination is used for. So that's why I was saying Max needs to not back up linearly, which he likes to do, but doesn't everyone at some point in time. Just Geathje loves that combination up. Again, ducking down with that head kick, lands a leg kick of his own. He's looking for that switch hit again. There it is again, and he went to the body. That was beautiful. That was good from Geathje. Yeah, Geathje, when he goes to the body, man, when he's not headhunting, even more dangerous, bro. We've seen him outstrike Dustin Poirier now, outstrike Fiziev. Justin Geathje's fucking good, and he's added more kicks. You just saw that teep from him. There's that switch combination again, and a high kick. Yeah, Geathje's he's ready to throw now. See that same time. This is what I mean. Again, same timing or same timing that he's using, where he tries to feint and then go down to the body. That's after timing right there. And then right now he tries to catch him at the same time. Boom. He wants to slip and counter, which is a very dangerous thing to go against. That's why I keep saying that poking goes the way for Max Holloway to go. Oh, there's that switch combination again. This one's not too long, so we'll go ahead and watch the whole fight of this one. Oh, that was a good long one too that landed against Justin. Oh my God, there's that long cross again. Yeah, this was less head movement than he had against Tony in this one. Oh wow, man, yeah, Dustin really could have knocked him out with one of those head kicks, man. He was trying to. One thing about Justin though, his footwork is really good. Like from the outside. He likes to fight in the pocket a lot, but dude, for a guy who fights in the pocket, his footwork on the outside is ridiculous. Feinting at him. Oh, barely missed that head kick. It's a low kick, and on to the next round. See how he overcommits and just his head movement is it's a little bit off balance when he does it. It's very interesting, but it's because of the way he throws his hooks. Because he has that follow through. Oh, look at that switch stance combination. Beautiful. Good footwork. Oh, Jesus. Woo! Okay. Yeah. That kick that shocked the goddamn world. Alright. Moving into Justin Geathje's victory, finishing up this video. Guys, 3 keys to victory. Starting out first, he's gonna have to do what Justin Geathje does and kick the legs. Of course, Max Holloway is probably gonna come prepared to defend the leg kicks, but kicking the legs nonetheless is gonna be a go-to, especially going against Max Holloway, a guy who likes to come forward, who likes to move a lot, a guy who you want to encourage to back straight up, because if he starts angling out on you, you're in trouble with Max Holloway. So if you want to encourage him to back straight up, kicking the legs is the way to go. And we've seen people like Volk and like Aldo have success with low kicks against him. These are less guys who are smaller than Justin Geathje, less dense bones, so Justin Gaethje's leg kicks are gonna hurt a lot worse. We saw even Dustin Poirier try to go with these leg kicks against Max Holloway. However, for the second key to victory for Justin Geathje, he's gonna have to hammer the body. He's gonna have to go after the body with boxing. I think both of them have a body that's susceptible to body strikes, to be honest. They both look like they get hurt by body strikes quite often. I know Justin Gaethje's actually curled up and almost got finished pretty much with body shots against Dustin Poirier, because he took a lot of damage on his head, sure, but with that high guard, Dustin was actually targeting his body a lot. And I think with that high guard, it's important to go after Justin Gaethje's body. I mean, to go after Max Holloway's body as well. So I think that they're both going to be trying to go to the body. But like we saw, even with those switch combinations, he was going to the body as well and then finishing up top. That's going to be pretty paramount for Justin Geathje. And adding on to that body boxing, I'll probably say to take some off of your shots. Don't try and kill Max Holloway with everything. You know, you're not hit hunting for a reason. Max is very hard to hit on his head, so I would say just try and touch him just like he tried against Tony Ferguson. You're not gonna get him out of there with one shot. It's probably gonna be a combination that gets him out of there, and so that's adding on to the second key to victory for Justin Geathje. And his third and final key to victory, those switch stance combinations, man. He has to get Max Holloway going linear backwards, and then those switch stance combinations, man, I feel like he could put Max Holloway away if he lands a clean right hand or left hook coming after one of those switches. We saw how devastating they were against Tony Ferguson. We saw that he missed a couple of them against Dustin Poirier, but he also landed a couple against Dustin Poirier, and he mixed in the body shots with it. I think it's a very good line of attack for Justin Geathje, considering that he's going to get people backing up in straight lines to get away from those leg kicks, and I think that's almost paramount. So kick the legs, hammer the body with the boxing, don't throw everything into your shots, and then switch stance combinations are the keys to victory for Justin Geathje. And now finishing up with our final prediction, our final thoughts on UFC 300's co-main event. It's the co-main, or no, it's the third fight. It's the third to last fight. Jesus. Maybe UFC 300's main event. You know, the people's main event, right? Our final thoughts on that. Who do we have winning? You know, I might get a lot of shit for saying this, but to be honest, this is a big risk for Justin Geathje because he's going against a Max Holloway who's going to be more prepared, who just has had the confidence of knocking out his last opponent in GKZ. He's Max Holloway, for God's sake. I mean, Hall of Famer, former champion, all of that. And he's going against a guy like that before getting his title opportunity against Islam Makhachev. Now, I'm sure he's getting pay-per-view points or whatnot, but it's a risky fight because Max is going to be bigger. He's going to be stronger. He's going to have more experience at this weight class. And he's a guy who will wear on you. He's going to hit your body, and he's going to wear on you. Now, of course, both fighters can get finished in this fight, but, you know, I actually might be choosing Max Holloway. I think that he has enough experience to deal with a guy like Justin Geathje. Gaethje's very experienced himself, right? We mentioned before they both have the same amount of experience, but his poke and go style, I think, is going to be almost paramount in this one, and I think he's not going to abandon that. I think he will use the before timing because that's just what he likes to do. He's going to use that poke and go style. He loves to hit the body. In both the fights we watched, he was hitting the body of Justin Geathje, and what's that going to do? That's going to bring Gaethje's hands down. So even if Max isn't adding up his punches to the head kicks are gonna be there. Max actually likes to shoot more takedowns than Justin Geathje. We've seen him adapt more than Justin Geathje in his fights and in his championship fights. I mean, he tried to take down, or he did take down Yair Rodriguez. He's not only looking to strike, kind of like how Justin is. Justin did switch it up, and he did mix it up against Fiziev. He shot a takedown, but who knows, man? At the end of the day, it's a close fight. I'm choosing Max Holloway. Who do you guys have? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for tuning in to this video, the ultimate breakdown of UFC 300's BMF championship, Justin Geathje and Max Holloway. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.